Now we're going to walk through question number 3 of practice test 2. As you know, there are several parts to this question. First, reading, then listening, then you hear a question, 30 seconds to prepare, and 60 seconds to speak. In your 45 seconds, you want to make sure to write down these key points. First, the letter is about increasing science course lab hours. 2 reasons were given. One is to help students with the job market, and the second is to improve textbook understanding. Now, why do we care about that? Because in the conversation, one of the students will either support or oppose each of these points made in the reading. So good notes in the reading gives you good preparation for the listening. Now, let's go ahead and listen to the conversation and see how we should take notes.
Listen to 2 students discuss the letter.
I think Bill has a great idea. We barely get any time in the lab, and we need lab experience to get a good job.
Yeah, but do you think 1 extra hour will help?
What do you mean? It'll double the amount of time we get in the lab. Right now, we learn maybe 1 technique a year. By doubling the time in the lab, we can learn 2. And have you looked at job postings lately?
Not really.
Each one asks for applicants to have mastered at least 4 or 5 techniques, so we need that extra hour.
I didn't know that.
And his other point is true too. More time in the lab will help us understand the material in our textbooks better. I mean, the chapter we read on acid-base reactions last week in chemistry class, all those words totally confused me.
True. I didn't understand it either.
But when we did the acid-based experiment in the lab, seeing what the book was describing with my own eyes, that really cleared things up.
Now, explain why the woman agrees with the opinion and reasons expressed in the letter.
You see that we didn't write down every word that was spoken. You don't need to, just the key words. Another important point is that the green should be on your scratch paper before you start this question. That way you know exactly what to read and exactly what you're listening for. The O represents the woman's opinion, R for the first reason, R for the second reason. That way you know what you're going to listen to. The next thing you want to do in your 30 seconds to prepare, after you hear the question, which is always going to be the same, is draw the circles and the arrows to organize these notes. Circle the change first, then the woman's opinion, then the 2 reasons, and that's why the circles help. They make sure that you know where each word belongs, right? Need belong to the first reason. So, we don't circle these 2 because you won't have enough time in your 60 seconds to say them. Then just draw the arrows to show the order. Now, remember to use your phrases, and whenever you can, use your pencil to guide you through your notes. So let's go ahead and give you an example response. The letter states that the university should increase the lab hours. In the conversation, the woman's opinion is that this is a great idea, and she gives 2 reasons to support herself. The first reason is that it will double the time in the lab, giving students a chance to learn 2 techniques a year instead of 1 technique, and that jobs require 4 to 5 techniques of applicants. So you need this extra time to be good in the job market. The second reason is that it increases understanding of textbook material. The woman explains that in her chemistry class, she was confused by the acid-base section, and that when she performed an experiment in the lab, it cleared this up. That's why the woman thinks that this is a great idea. As you see, we took ourselves through our notes. Use your pencil to guide you through your notes so you don't waste time, so you don't get stuck on a word, and you keep moving. Again, this is a great example to show you what you need to do on your test. And that concludes Question 3.